Our next speaker is Caitlin Karshner, Technical Product Manager for Ansera. And we heard Ansera talk to us a little bit about coccidiosis yesterday. Today, it's going to be on Salmonella and deep serotyping to improve Salmonella pre-harvest monitoring.
Thank you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you for the introduction. So, like he said, my name is Caitlin Karshner. I am a technical product manager for Ansera. And today I will be speaking on deep serotyping to improve Salmonella pre-harvest monitoring. We'll start a little background about our company, Ansera. We are an advanced analytics and technology company highly focused on providing the data to identify threats before they materialize. What we do is we use an integrated approach of combining hard science, software, and poultry expertise in order to develop valuable products within the marketplace. Ansera has monitored 100 million birds to this date with our current product capabilities. And our current customer base is primarily focused on poultry production, with an emphasis in coccidia, salmonella, and allied company monitoring. You may have heard that the USDA FSIS has proposed a regulatory framework that would require potential testing of incoming flocks for salmonella before they enter a processing facility. This poses many questions from the integrator side, and so they're asking themselves, can my current tools scale comprehensive live-side monitoring? Do I have the current tools and capabilities? Are my interventions working, and are they working effectively? What is my salmonella risk on the complex, house, or farm level across various hierarchies? And lastly, are my input costs being applied appropriately? There are many methods within the industry to detect for salmonella. So today I'm going to talk about one of the more novel and advanced methods, which is called deep serotyping. What is deep serotyping? Deep serotyping utilizes what we call CRISPR-Seq. So this is an isolation-independent, PCR-based next-gen sequencing technology. What does that mean? It means it's going to identify all Salmonella serotypes within a mixed population. You may have heard of this. We have licensed and commercialized this technology from Dr. Nikki Shariat at the University of Georgia in order to produce a viable high-throughput product for monitoring and data analytics. If you direct your attention to the image on the screen, it walks you through the process. So what we do is we take sample collection, and then it goes into an enrichment process. Then it moves on to DNA isolation, and then the PCR process amplifies specific regions of the Salmonella DNA. Once this amplified DNA is then sequenced, this determines the order of its genetic code. And as you see at the bottom of the screen, the serovars are then identified. This goes into further processing and analysis. It's run against a script and then uploaded within the database. A key benefit into using deep serotyping versus other methods like the popular selective plating method is that only the most one or two abundant serovars are identified within the plating method. Whereas with deep serotyping, it detects all Salmonella serotypes within your mixed sample population. Ansera utilizes deep serotyping as a detection technology. Through these identifications of the CRISPR spacers, users can gain insights from the data that we provide them in order to assess every serotype that has been sampled within their sampling period. Salmonella risk is quantified then and uploaded, all this data is uploaded onto a report. Not all Salmonella are equal. So your Salmonella risk is determining based off of the serotypes that we identify. What we do is classify the serotype diversity, and we use a three-tiered approach. So we take this deep serotyping metrics, we assess the production data, and then we also use risk modeling with our data science algorithms in order to risk profile your farms, your houses, or your complexes. All of this is delivered in a timely manner in order to provide visibility into the food production supply chain. Our product, Salmonella System Monitoring, uses a deeper understanding of the evolution of your serotype profile in order for you to access this information. We provide continuous Salmonella surveillance in order to characterize your supply chain risk, identify certain serotypes of human health concern, as well as monitor intervention efficacy. We also apply data in order to assess your cost-effective control strategies. And this is an example of our report here. How it works. So the product is not just the report, and it's not just the deep serotyping. It's a component, it's a lot of components that make up the report. So we'll start from number one. You take samples from various production locations, whether that's on the breeder, broiler, etc., and then we send it to our flexible diagnostic pipeline. This is where the Salmonella sample is screened and deep serotyping is run. After this step, we then assess it for risk. We score it based off of serotypes that have been identified, as well as we use population dynamics and more data science models. Once we gather all of this data, then it is uploaded in our advanced digitized report. So this way, users can analyze the data and make actionable decisions based off these results. This is Salmonella management at scale. There are a lot of data generation features that make up our report. A few features within the report, we'll start with farm profiling. So what we do here is we take your farms and we aggregate the data based off of the distribution of prevalence, how many serotypes that are detected, and your serotype risk tier. By doing this, we're able to provide a granular transparency across your complex level. So you can see if there's a farm that is performing a little higher or if there's a farm that's performing worse than your others on your complex. The next is serotype traceability. By doing horizontal transmission, we can easily see trace forward or trace backwards different serotypes that we identify. By doing this, we identify the exposure windows, volumes of production at risk, and various metrics in order to track where these serotypes may have come from or where they are going to. Lastly is our geospatial clustering feature. So this feature is more of a map view, and it's basically to show the relative abundance of these serotypes within different regions of your farms or complexes. And you can see it on a map view, so you can see different characteristics, whether that is independent variables or different serotype risk tiers that are clustered. You can see those characteristics and zone in more on why they are appearing where they are. Like I said earlier, not all Salmonella are equal. So what we have done is we have classified different serotypes by different risk tiers. So we've provided the data sets, and in order to do this, we can identify serotypes of human health concern. We can provide early warning indication if there are specific serotypes that of interest. We can detect it on a notification. So you can easily be kind of warned if we see something on the report. This is all tailored to your needs. So if we do detect something, we can easily move it to your KPI list. So if you have a serotype of interest, we can work with you to classify these serotypes. By providing the industry with enhanced surveillance tools, we can also implement more effective mitigation measures. So this product is fully commercial. It is built in a highly modular and flexible way, and we can deploy it in multiple frameworks. We do ongoing monitoring over multiple ages, or if you're interested, we can also do rapid farm-level snapshots, which provide more of a footprint of what's going on your farms right now. Before moving into additional house views, interventional monitoring, or investigational monitoring. This is intended to affordably and effectively scale. The intention of this product is to give you the actionable data so you can make informed decisions. Customers can then analyze this data and apply more targeted interventions on their high-risk flocks, depending on the data. The value here is to really understand your risk and provide you the tools to manage it. This is a few of our contact info. So my email is right here if you're interested in contacting me, as well as our company's website to inquire more. Thank you.
We have any questions? So how many broiler companies are signed up now for surveillance?
We have a few breeder and broiler companies. We are currently doing hatchery, breeder, broiler, and specific intervention monitoring as well.
No, interesting technology, isn't it?
Yes.
Obviously, with Salmonella, it's quite interesting in processing plants and even in barns, in that the diversity seems to widen. So, with this technique, how diverse can the Salmonella population be, or does it just get the dominant ones?
We've seen with our current customer base, it's very diverse. So we've seen extreme rare serotypes that pop up. We've seen an Infantis, Typhimurium, the typical ones that you may hear. So we detect every serotype within your population. So we will provide you that data. What you do with that data is up to you.
Any other questions? Please join me in thanking Caitlin for her presentation.